what a day, what a day. What a day. Man, I'll tell you what. I should have started making fucking chemistry streams because now I'm back into chemistry. And I should probably let you know I'm a little bit obsessive. Like, it's not that I care about chemistry. I really don't even believe in the chemical theories. It's just that every time that I learn about chemistry, I just feel like I'm closer to the creator. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes me feel like really good because you learn a little bit, like a new piece of the puzzle. You know? And like a giant chewing tobacco leaf in my tooth. I let you learn a piece of the puzzle. And so that's why I love systems, right? Like, I don't believe in the theories. Believe is the wrong word. It's not really an appropriate word. The view of systems that we create are very limited, and they are artificially bracketed in their bounds. And the actual reality is that everything is connected, and so like one system flows into another one, and the corresponding units that we use to draft resolution so that we can have a practical application of a knowledge or a subject that we think we know, a theory, like in a science or a field like that. They're entirely, relational, So, when you it's just like, it's anything. It's anything from like atomic numbers are defined by, your electrons and, mass and electrons, and every system is the same. It's the exact same way. And so the limitation of them is that a finite part of that is drafted and coordinated into a system that can be used in physicality, but it's not really the nature of what it is, right? Like, the quality of what it is insurmountable and unmasterable. And so I love learning about the systems, like all the stuff that man comes up with, because it just reveals another aspect about how everything is the same thing and how all the things are connected. And it's just so sad that people can't understand this, or that it's not that they can't understand it, it's that they refuse to just see what is going on. They refuse to see it, and it just makes things a little bit more difficult, But anyways, I should have never started this chemistry shit, because something simple, like I just want to do some simple stuff, but I can't stop. I have to keep going. So my newest thing that I found out about that I had no idea, I think I've read about it before, but I just didn't know what it was. Like, I didn't understand the significance of it. There's so many things that you could read about and learn about. It's difficult to know without practical application, without like seeing something as an example, like what's worth watching and what's not. I should have known this because it's, nitrogen, oxygen, and hydrogen. So I should have paid more attention. But anyway, peroxynitrites. Peroxynitrites they're basically like I don't know what you call them, like a tautomer of nitric acid. So, if you take a standard nitrating system, what is a nitrating system? It's when you take a molecule, and then you're going to affect it using hydrogen, and then you're going to affect it with oxygen and nitrogen. And there's different forms of that. A nitrosation would be like when you take something like a nitrite salt. Okay, the nitrite salt, and then you get the effect. That's like what we're doing for TNX, right? A nitrate will, they typically use a stronger mixed acid, or they'll use a mixed acid. But you can take a nitrate salt and a dehydrating acid like sulfuric acid, and then you'll form nitric acid, up in the bottle, right? In the bottom of the bottle. Now, that's pretty cool. peroxynitrite is the shit. So the way that what I'm working on is like the most efficient and OTC way to oxidize TNX into RDX. But then, so while I'm like reading about all the possibilities and like trying to like game it, because there's not, as far as I can tell, it's not really done that much. You know, like it's mostly done with nitric acid. The only advantage of that is that you skip doing nitric acid directly with the hexamine and getting the HMX contaminant if you don't want that. That's the only advantage. But what I'm thinking is like, because I'm going from the OTC angle, so I'm like, we make the motherfucking nitrite, we're getting that nitroso titties, and then we're gonna oxidize it and we're gonna do a hardcore oxidation, we're gonna get our RDX. Well, peroxynitrite is when you get a reaction between, you know, peroxide, like hydrogen peroxide and a nitrite, and it makes, just like HNO3 is nitric acid, it's just in a different order, but it's all the same elements. So you still have, you know, it's a ONOO what is it, HONOO instead of HNO3 or whatever. So it has the same effects, but it's crazier. Number one, there's no data on peroxynitrite, so hardly any. Most of it is in metabolism because it's made in the body, right? With peroxynitrite, controlling the pH and depending on the substrate and the relationship between those, like what you're affecting and the pH level of your entire batch, you can control what it does. It reacts with other things. It reacts with carbonates and stuff, and it has different effects. So here's the kicker, right? You can make peroxynitrite, which is extremely powerful. You can make peroxynitrite into bottle, okay, with sodium percarbonate and sodium nitrite. Well, that's motherfucking curing salt and motherfucking OxyClean. That's what that is. Because you get oxy detergent that is like, if you go to the Dollar General, I go to the Dollar General and I buy the Oxy detergent, like the Dollar General brand, it's 100% sodium percarbonate. So if you mix that shit together, you're gonna get a sodium peroxynitrite. The other thing you can do, although it's less common, but it's someplace like in Europe, they probably have some sodium perborate. You can mix a sodium perborate with a nitrite, and you get a borate peroxynitrite, I would assume. I don't know. Be careful with that one. Borates are powerful. Anyways, this shit is just crazy, man. So I've been experimenting with other stuff. I've been working on some, I tried to do a erythritol nitroso. Hey, I got shitty connection. It's a fucking 100 degrees out here. Or I don't know what it's 92. Okay, it's not 100, it's 92. It's 92. That's why I just gotta cool off, okay? I'm trying to cool off. Hard day. Now, so that peroxynitrite shit means that you can basically walk into a grocery store and walk out with peroxynitrite. And then you can make nitric acid, or you can make nitrous acid. Either or. You can do whatever. You can divide them up, and you can do your nitrite first, and then you can oxidize, or you can do them together and get all kinds of crazy shit. You can put a carbonate in there with it in the reaction and change it. I had to research because I'm just reading about this like today, like getting into all the nitty gritty. I mean, it's fucking crazy. It reacts in DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide, DMSO. You get DMSO is used for like horse rubs, like horse rub down, for like rubbing down horses with some meds, with some topical meds. Use the DMSO as a solvent, kick-ass solvent. DMSO does not react with a lot of shit. It does react with peroxynitrite, so I gotta figure that out too, because that'd be weird. It's just fucking crazy, man. that shit's going. I'm trying to get set up to quit my job. It's pretty rough, so it's gonna be a rough transition. I kind of underestimated the transition, especially with the heat. It's like the worst fucking time. Of course, this is like when they want me to be like, can you stay till this? Like, of course, this is the fucking hot time. So anyway, I'm gonna be like doing my transition at like, you know, a pretty intense time. I haven't even started firewood this year. I mean, I've cut down trees. I haven't processed the trees. So I have trees down, like some trees down. I don't have all my trees down. So I gotta cut all my trees down so we don't freeze to fucking death in the winter. And then I got a lot of shit going on. I'm going to try to, I'm gonna keep on working on the chemistry, like trying to prove a concept shit until I get it done. I'm getting really distracted by getting excited about nitrosos, trying to fucking nitroso erythritol, which didn't work for me. Yeah, this isn't even the hot time. The hot time in Missouri is in July. It's gonna fucking fry everything, man. I knew it was gonna be like that too with the rain, because we got such heavy fucking. I mean, it's just constant rain. When it's like that, that basically means you're gonna have a drought. That's what that signals, because you're getting all your precipitation in one shot. That's why water cisterns are really important, so that you can store water through droughts and shit. Because if you lose main water, mains water, you gotta have fucking cistern water. I got a well, pond, and cistern, so I'm triple covered. But man, it can get fucking rough, y'all. Like, do not assume that your fucking water's gonna come forever. I'm just saying, this shit is coming apart at the seams. It's just getting stretched and stretched to burst, and that's what's. It doesn't take a genius to see that. Like, you got some serious failures coming up in society that are gonna compound and drop all at once. Well, a 59 Chevy, I'm not totally familiar with Chevys, but I really like Chevys. I actually like them more. I like a Tacoma or a T100 or the old Toyotas with the 22 REs. But the Chevys are great, and they should be super cross compatible. Like, they have their cross compatibility of doors and shit is like especially 59. I don't think they have any changes until like the 90s. So you have like the biggest selection of car parts that you could pretty much get any Chevy door that's older, like within a huge span, massive span. You're gonna have cross compatibility with your 59 Chevy. I mean, even big frame stuff, you should be able to get big frame shit put on it. Hopefully it helps you out. Hey, I gotta go.